Subscribe to Drama YT and press the bell icon to get the latest videos first of the all. Hey guys, how are you? It's your boy K2 and I am back with another C-drama video. In this video, I'm gonna talk about the C-drama Evernight. For the last couple of days, I have been watching this drama, and in this video, I'm gonna give my honest opinions and my thoughts of this drama, so whether you should watch this or not. But before starting this video, I just want to remind you that my last video of my top 25 dramas of last year got deleted from the YouTube as I got my second copyright strike on the channel, and I am a little worried as if I will get another copyright strike within 3 months of the period, then my channel could even get terminated. So enough of this, so let's get started. So my initial thoughts of this drama is that it's a good drama. The premise and dynamic of character are left field. Therefore, I kept an open mind and rolled with whatever the story brings. During those first few episodes, it was all pretty cruisy, apart from one thing, the princess. From the get-go, she is misattitude and too big for her boots. Thankfully, over time, she gets pushed into the shadows and makes little progress in the romance department with Ningxiu. Okay, let's mention the incredible fighting scenes. They are undoubtedly the best I have ever seen. They are captivating and I rewatched them several times. If anything, was the show to see the fighting scenes. So what are the details on the main story? Before anything else, the incredible technical marvels need to be pointed out. This refers to the use of music, sound and camera shots. The driving force behind all this is the cinematography and effortless acting. Firstly, the use of music, including lyrics, is sensational. They are a wide range and unexpected choice for some scenes that work really well, such as the folk songs Ningxiu and his friends sing before killing our battles. The most touching moment in the drama is those accompanied with the slow-paced song Not Sure What the Name Is. One of the best examples is when it's playing while there is a close-up of each of his fellow students as Ningxiu leaves on his mission. So much support, love, and craze oozed from their expressions, and the song bring it all together and communicated the emotions effortlessly. Have a tissue nearby. It catches you off guard because it happens later in the story as well. Every so often, there are amazing camera angles, such as the two of them walking down the street after visiting the princess. Can't remember the episode, I think, and it's one shot and taken from a lower angle. It was them bantering. Just with the dialogue and the camera angle, it spoke volumes of their relationship. That is one of many things I love about Chinese drama, and they often save the best camera shots and moments till later on in the drama. A few other dramas that do this is Nirvana on Fire, Tribes and Empires or Princess Agents. There is no dubbing except maybe one or two characters, and the crisp sound quality of the voices are charming and wonderful. Particularly Mo Shan-san, the book addict. Her voice is lovely and clean. Another fantastic part of drama, by episode 28, it is clear that the writer values and treasures relationships of all kind. So I'm gonna give you some examples. Number 1, the family or platonic relationship between Ningxiu and Shang-Tsung. Number 2, Fuzi, the disciples supporting one another, especially Chen Pipi. Number 3, the relationship between Ningxiu and Grandmaster. They become like father and son. The scene where they are on the boat in the river is heartwarming. This may be one of the most touching relationships in the story. The biggest issue with the plot, the first half was really powerful with many characters and you could sit back and enjoy the ride. But once the gang leader guy disappeared and when the two grandmasters, Wei Guangming and Yanxi died, the show felt orphaned, lost a lot of strength, and with that I slowly lost interest. Also when Mo Shan-san is rejected, it's all these things, it's like a balloon happily drifting to the sky and then all of a sudden starts losing air and drifts back to the ground. Ningxiu is acted by Arthur Chen. This is one of his first roles and explains a lot. He is quite unconventionally bold, relaxed and didn't hold back his inhibitions. It had a very different feel. He carried so much of the drama for the 60 episodes and he kept up with them all. The physical, emotion and banter etc. Very impressed. I am curious to see how he does in the future projects as he learns more acting techniques. So I am gonna give you major spoilers. I am most disappointed that he and Shang-Tsung get married. She is much too naive to grasp the situation. He is her father, brother, mother and a friend since he found her as a baby, and now her husband, it's just icky. It was not that warm and fuzzy feeling that you get when leads finally get together or even don't get together. Oof. Even though it would be tough and cause a lot of discomforts, I bet he would have so much fun being married to Shanshan. At least he sees her as a woman and she sees him as a man. For him and Sangsang, no quite. The thought of Sangsang and Ningxiu having a passionate kiss instead of filling me with the warm Fujis makes me run for the hills. This brings me to Sangsang. She was endearing at the start, and her naive and simple mindless could be explained by her upbringing, as well as enthusiasm for money. However, things change, but she won't. After a while, I found her annoying. She has like 0% growth. Apparently, she will grow more in season 2. But has the damage been done? So I will see the season 2 in the upcoming days, that what it has to offer. Will I have such an open mind as I did before season 1? Probably not. So from here I'm gonna give you a little bit about the story. The protagonist of the story is Ningxiu, as I already told you, played by Sheng Fui. Ningxiu isn't your typical hero. He is rude, dishonorable, and doesn't have the ability to cultivate. Ningxiu's family is massacred by General in a quest for power. As the remaining member of his family, Ningxiu is intent on seeking revenge. On his quest for revenge, he saves a girl and her black umbrella from the brink of death and calls her Sangsang, portrayed by Songi Ren, whom you have seen in, I think, Professional Single. Sangsang is introduced as Ningxiu's maidservant. She is cheerful, frugal, and deeply committed to Ningxiu. Evernight chronicles Ningxiu's mission to become a great cultivator and avenge his family. However, as the drama progresses, it soon becomes clear that it is building up to the coming of the season 2 of Evernight. Intertwined in Ningxiu's journey are some pretty fight scenes, honestly the best I have seen to date, and a story of self-discovery. Although I found the story to be original, Evernight still suffered from a number of issues ever present in Chinese drama specifically. Pacing and the excessive number of political scenes. Evernight was just too long and very slow to start. It didn't help the first 20 episodes unnecessarily forced on the Tangyar and the chilling immortals in Fuji Academy rivalry. Ultimately, neither really contributed to the main plot that Evernight, also known as the end of world, was coming. The Ningxiu and Sangsang's relationship has also been the subject of criticism, with a lot of people calling it inappropriate and disturbing. If I didn't know that Song Iran is in fact 5 years older than Chen Fui in real life, I would have also found the transition from sibling issue to the romantic relationship a little too creepy. So that was a wrap on this video, guys. You guys might be thinking that I told you I'm gonna give you a spoiler free review, but I literally told you almost everything. But I think it is enough for you to decide that whether to watch this drama or not. Particularly the fighting scenes are great, and you will just like the main protagonist Ningxiu, so you could just give it a try. The first 20-30 episodes are little slow, but after you will find Ningxiu with Mo Shan-san, you will just literally love the story, and the ending is quite good as well. And there is also a season 2 of this drama, so you could just, if you have time, you could just give it a try. And if you have watched the video till here, just give a thumbs up to the video, guys. Like this video, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, subscribe to Drama YT. And I am talking too much, but one thing is left, that yet you haven't followed me on the Insta handle, which is right in front of you, as I have edited well. It's called dramayt.k2, and that's it. I will see you later. As always, your K2. Love, peace and hugs. It's really been a pleasure.